Welcome, traveler. Tonight, we journey across time, across deserts and rivers, to the ancient city of Babylon, a city of wonders, grandeur, and tales whispered through the sands of time. Imagine, if you will, standing at the edge of the Euphrates, the river glistening under a silver moon, its waters carrying the secrets of centuries past. Babylon, a jewel of Mesopotamia, rose from the fertile plains like a vision of human ambition. Towering walls stretched high into the sky, adorned with glistening bricks that caught the sunlight in the day and reflected the glow of torches at night. The streets bustled with merchants, priests, soldiers, and citizens, each step echoing in the corridors of history. But tonight, the story is not of bustling markets or golden temples. Tonight, we witness the fall, the moment when the course of empires shifted, when destinies were rewritten beneath the same moon that now watches over us. Picture the city at dusk. The ziggurats, monumental stairways reaching toward the heavens, cast long shadows over gardens and fountains. The hanging gardens, one of the wonders of the ancient world, bloomed with exotic plants, their fragrances carried gently on the wind. The air was alive with sounds, the laughter of children, the chants of priests, and the distant clanging of bronze as soldiers trained for another day. Yet, beyond the walls, the forces of change gathered in silence. The night carried whispers of armies marching, of strategies laid in shadows, of a fate that no wall could hold at bay. It was the night of conquest, of fire and fury, of decisions that would echo for millennia. Imagine now the city gates, massive and formidable, standing firm against the inevitability of time. But even stone, even brick, even human pride can succumb. From afar, the first signs appeared, a faint glow on the horizon, signaling the approach of an unstoppable force. The Babylonians, confident in their city's might, barely felt the first tremors of history creeping through the ground beneath their feet. The battle was not merely of swords and shields, but of strategy, of wits and patience. For days, whispers of siege engines and silent movements reached the ears of Babylon's guards. By nightfall, the invaders were near, their silhouettes dancing against the starlit desert sky. And in the heart of the city, the kings and priests could only pray, hope, and prepare. As the moon rose high, casting silver light over the Euphrates, the sounds of the city changed. The once lively streets grew tense and still. Horses neighed softly in their stables, their riders sensing the unease in the air. Dogs barked faintly in distant courtyards, and somewhere a lamp flickered as if signaling the last peaceful moments before the storm. Inside the great palace, murals depicting gods, kings, and heroic deeds seemed to watch silently as the fate of Babylon unfolded. Every brick, every archway, every mosaic bore witness to a city on the brink of transformation. And then it began. Not with a roar, but with subtle movements, silent strategies executed with precision. Gates breached, walls tested. Fires sparked in hidden corners, the first hints of chaos curling like smoke over the rooftops. The night grew heavy with tension, as though the air itself awaited the inevitable collapse. Imagine walking through the streets now. The markets lie deserted. The fountains, once gurgling with life, trickle silently under the moonlight. A lone figure carries a lantern past the grand temples, their steps echoing through empty corridors. Somewhere, the sound of distant drums signals the approach of fate. You feel the weight of history pressing gently against your shoulders, a reminder that this night, like no other, would change the world. In the quiet, you can almost hear the stories of those who lived through it. Mothers clutching their children, soldiers bracing at the walls, scholars and scribes recording the events with trembling hands. And through it all, the city breathes, a living entity aware of the change it is about to endure. The Euphrates, calm and silver, mirrors the destruction yet to come. Its waters will soon carry the remnants of an empire downstream, whispering tales to those who would listen centuries later. The gardens, the ziggurats, the streets, they are alive with memory, even as the night unfolds the final chapters of Babylon's reign. And so, as the hours pass, the city succumbs to the inevitability of change. Fires crackle gently in distant quarters, soldiers clash silently under moonlight, and the once proud towers tremble under the weight of history. The night is long, filled with shadows and quiet decisions, and as dawn approaches, Babylon, the jewel of Mesopotamia, begins to fall into legend. Here, in the stillness of the night, we can reflect on the impermanence of even the grandest creations. Babylon teaches us that all things, even the mightiest cities, even the proudest empires, are subject to time, to chance, and to the choices of men. And as you drift into sleep, let the story of Babylon remind you that history is alive, breathing in whispers, in shadows, and in the silent turning of the world. The night deepens, and the stars above Babylon twinkle faintly, almost as if holding their breath. Each constellation seems to watch the unfolding story below, silent witnesses to a world on the edge of transformation. The city, once alive with energy and laughter, now moves with the careful steps of a creature sensing danger in the shadows. Outside the walls, the invaders move like whispers over the sands, silent yet purposeful. Horses tread softly, their hooves muffled by desert dust. Engineers work quietly, adjusting massive siege engines, their silhouettes outlined by the flickering fires of distant encampments. You can almost hear the sand shifting under the weight of history itself, each grain holding a memory of a time soon to pass. Inside Babylon, tension weaves through the streets. Families huddle in their homes, listening to the wind sigh through broken shutters. Scholars in the libraries murmur prayers over clay tablets, their fingers tracing stories that may soon be lost. In the temples, priests chant softly, hoping their gods will shield the city from the unstoppable tide. But deep down, everyone feels it, the unspoken certainty that the world they know will change before dawn. The city gates, massive and imposing, now shudder under careful testing. An arrow pierces the night, silent yet precise. The first small fires catch in the wooden gates of outlying districts, smoke curling lazily into the sky. Lanterns sway in windows, casting trembling shadows over empty courtyards. You can hear the distant clash of metal on metal, but it is muffled, almost dreamlike, as though the city itself filters the violence into a quiet hum. Through the streets, guards move in slow, deliberate patrols. Their eyes search every alleyway, every corner, but the attackers know the city better than they know themselves. Ancient walls are tested at multiple points, and though Babylon stands proud, the first cracks begin to appear, subtle but undeniable. Imagine a young child peering through the slats of a shutter, wide-eyed. She sees her city, her home, bathed in firelight and shadows, and feels both fear and awe. Her mother holds her close, whispering calm words, while her father keeps watch at the door. Every family has its story tonight. Every heart beats with the rhythm of uncertainty. Every soul feels the pulse of history. Now, the palace. The great hall, filled with murals depicting heroic kings and divine beings. is quiet. Servants move silently, carrying torches that flicker against the painted walls. The king stands in his chambers, robes flowing, crown heavy upon his head. He can hear the distant sounds of battle, yet here, in this quiet sanctuary, he is left with his thoughts, memories of victories, of triumphs, and now of the inevitable. As hours pass, the fires spread, painting the walls of Babylon with golden orange hues. The ziggurats cast long shadows over the city, monumental silhouettes against a sky slowly lightening toward dawn. From atop the walls, defenders glimpse the enemy's movements, disciplined, relentless, a force of both strategy and destiny. The Euphrates, calm under the moonlight earlier, now reflects the faint glow of destruction. Boats, rocked gently along its banks, carry supplies and sometimes bodies, silent witnesses to the night's events. The river, ancient and enduring, seems almost sad, aware that it flows through a city on the brink of legend. In hidden alleys and quiet homes, stories unfold. A soldier kisses his beloved goodbye before stepping into the night. A scholar hides clay tablets under loose floor bricks. A priest quietly pours oil into lamps, whispering prayers into the flickering flames. The city is alive in its final hours, breathing with the weight of memory and the tension of survival. And then, a profound stillness settles briefly, a pause in the chaos. The world seems to hold its breath. The fires burn steadily, the moon begins its descent, and the first faint light of dawn touches the horizon. It is a moment suspended in time, a fragile calm before the final waves of history wash over Babylon. Every street, every wall, every stone now carries a story. Tonight, Babylon will change forever, not merely in the hands of its conquerors, but in the minds of those who remember it, in the river that carries its past, and in the whispers of the desert wind. And as you, the listener, drift deeper into the quiet of your own night, let the city's story gently carry you, layer by layer, into the calm embrace of sleep.